I remember a teacher saying to me, "Oh, can I just call you Beth or Sarah or something that sounds like Behnaz Sarafpour?" And I said, "No." I said, if someone wants to talk to me, they'll have to call me by my name.
Even 20 years ago, it occurs to me that it was kind of an audacious thing to do in a way. I mean, it's true that you graduated from Parsons and, you got these great gigs, but to have the confidence to say, I'm creating things, I expect people will buy and wear them, and I'm going to call them by my name. Tell me about
Right.
having the confidence to launch in 2001.
Yeah. It's funny you should say that because I remember at that time, that was a time when Tom Ford had become very famous as a designer of Gucci. And he was probably one of like the biggest names in fashion that was not, a traditional, what they call heritage brand. Um, and, Tom's, a generation older than I am, but, he was still like considered, like a hot new thing because, he wasn't, I don't know, he wasn't like Christian Dior. He was a contemporary living, young guy. And this buyer came to see my collection, my very first season in 2001. And she looked at it and she said, um, I think she looked at this piece. It was this beautiful cashmere tuxedo coat with satin lapels, Italian tailoring, beautiful piece. And she said, "How much is this?" And I think, at the time maybe it was like $2,000, which, um, was expensive. And today that would not be considered expensive in the world of designer fashion. But she said, "Nobody's ever heard of you. You're not Tom Ford, but you're charging Tom Ford prices." I said, "Well, nobody's heard of me yet, but I think the quality of the work speaks for itself." And that's really kind of what started getting attention of the people in retail and in media, that I was, kind of an upstart, but I was doing really good quality work.
But
And
also
that started getting the support of those people.
but also you're not Tom Ford in that you're not your name isn't it's not as easy. Behnaz Sarafpour for most white
Mhm.
people doesn't roll off the tongue in the same way. Did you ever wonder about that? I mean, were you encouraged? I love it. I love that you stuck with your name, but were you ever encouraged to change your name or create some kind of simple moniker for the sake of the brand?
You know, um, I don't know if it was the best business decision, honestly, to keep my name, to be honest with you, because it is not an easy name. But my work was always so personal to me that um, I couldn't imagine calling it something else. And it was suggested to me, when I was in high school. I remember a teacher saying to me, "Oh, can I just call you Beth or Sarah or something that sounds like Behnaz Sarafpour?" And I said, "No." I said, if someone wants to talk to me, they'll have to call me by my name, and that's the only name I respond to.
Good for you, man. You must have good. Your parents have did a good job with you. You had that kind of confidence, and that's such a big part of your story.